Hello everyone, John Cottrell here of MBODY Yoga. Welcome to Power Hour. This is a 60-minute power vinyasa yoga practice. That means we're going to be flowing, moving with breath. And we're going to do something a little different today. As we start our practice, we're actually going to start in seated. So you're welcome to go ahead and just take a comfortable seat while I say a little bit about what we're going to be doing today. So our Power Hour practice, for our props, you might just want to have a couple of blocks. Blocks are always nice. I like to use blocks in my practice. Maybe a yoga strap. I don't have one here, but that might come in handy. Even a blanket to sit on or kneel on if you need something a little softer underneath you. I just got my yoga blocks here, but if you need those other props, feel free to grab those. So for our practice today, we're going to be focusing on the root chakra. The root chakra, that's the first chakra, Muladhara chakra. And I wanted to work on that particular chakra since it's the first chakra because it's referring to our base. And there's a lot of words we can use to associate with our root chakra. Being rooted, grounded, stable, connected, close to the earth, all those kinds of references. And so some of our poses today, one in particular, will be focusing on that root chakra centering in our body, which is right at the base of the spine if you had to pinpoint it on your body. So root chakra today, and we're going to be starting in seated. So find a comfortable seat, and you want to take Sukhasana, which is just easy pose. I like to sit on a block when I start practice here, and I like to sit in half lotus. Whatever cross-legged position feels great for you, go ahead and sit that way. You can also extend your legs if that feels more comfortable. Easy pose, that's just simply crossing the legs here. Alrighty, so just go ahead and join me in your seated position. You want to sit up nice and tall, so a nice lengthened spine. Check in with your shoulders, be sure they're nicely relaxed. And just down by your side, your arms are relaxed. Maybe your hands are just resting on your knees or thighs or just in your lap. And just start like we do in standing with our breath. So you might take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Breathe in deeply through your nose. You can exhale through the nose or through your mouth. Do that a few more times. Slow, deep cleansing breaths. And then just settle into slow, soft, gentle breathing. You can do this with your eyes closed, taking your journey inside. You can also keep your eyes open, maybe just gazing forward or slightly downward at the floor. And I wanted to start in seated because it is one of those postures that has us connected to the earth, where the root is connected to the earth, our root chakra. So as you're breathing, you can just imagine this. Imagine as you inhale, maybe you're breathing into your heart chakra or your lungs, your heart space, filling up that area. But when you exhale, even feel an imaginary energy or a real energy moving downward to the root, the base of your spine. Inhale, you might let it float back up to fill up your lungs, your heart center. Then back down to the root, feeling this first connection to the ground. Again, just a reminder to be grounded, to be stable, because sometimes we can feel off-centered, unbalanced, unconnected. And so this practice hopefully will help us to reconnect. Go ahead and just take a couple more breaths as we sit in stillness. We'll add a very simple movement and then we'll get into our yoga flow. While still seated, let's just engage our arms. We'll just inhale, extend your arms out and up into the air. Just a nice stretch, reaching upward, then exhale, just bring your arms back down. We'll do that 2 more times. Go at your own pace. Just an inhale, nice extension out through your arms, reaching all the way up as if you're going to touch the ceiling. Exhale, arms come back down. We'll do that 1 more time. Inhale, reaching out, reaching up, even feel like you're being lifted upward. And the exhale, arms back down by your side. Just take a brief pause right here. And then just take your time, just manipulate your body. Come to hands and knees. If you're sitting on a block or blanket, just move those to the side.
Once on hands and knees, tuck your toes, lift your knees and hips, and move right into a downward facing dog. Just one breath here. Nice full inhale, fill up your lungs. Exhale, engage your belly. Then look at the space between your hands and just walk up towards that space with your feet so you're in a deep forward fold. Shift your weight into your heels, bend your knees, look forward, extend your arms out to the side. We're going to inhale and stand up nice and tall. Reach up into the air, extended mountain pose, and exhale, arms come down by your side. So now we are in standing. This is where we usually start our practice. Just hold for a moment. We're going to go through one half salute to the sun, just folding forward and coming back up, and then we'll continue. Here we go. Inhale, reach into the air, big stretch, reach high. Exhale, let's fold forward, so a good hinge from your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to as you make your way down, perhaps touching your toes. Inhale, slide your hands up to your knees or thighs, extending your spine. Exhale, fold. A brief pause here. This too could be considered a root chakra posture, because the energy of gravity is drawing us downward through the crown of our head. Weight shift into the heels, bend your knees, look forward to extend the spine, reach your arms out to the side. Inhale, let's stand up tall, reach up into the air, another nice stretch. Exhale, arms down by your side. Excellent. Let's just hold here for a moment, take a couple breaths in and out. You can even take a moment, if you haven't already, just to think about your own personal intention for your practice. Maybe you need some rooting or grounding or stabilization at this moment. And we'll go ahead and continue with our Sun Salutations, Series A. Inhale, reach into the sky. Exhale, let's fold forward, soften the knees, make your way down carefully. Move at your own pace. Inhale, rise up halfway so the top of your head leads you forward. Exhale, bend your knees enough to bring your hands to the mat so you can step both feet back into plank pose. We'll take a breath in. This exhale, bend your elbows and lower yourself all the way down to the ground so you're lying on your belly. Long legs, point your toes. You can keep your hands where they are, but make sure they're pressing firmly into the mat. And then roll your shoulders, just your shoulders away from the ground. We're just going to move into Cobra. So it's an inhale. You're just barely lifting the chest, but really feel like you're moving forward. I'm even trying to drag myself forward. Breathe in. Then exhale, tuck your toes, come to hands and knees, and then lift knees and hips up into the air, downward facing dog. Now, when we go through our sequences today, we'll be moving into that Cobra pose instead of an upward facing dog. You can always do upward facing dog, but just for this practice, we'll be moving into Cobra with some variations of that posture. Let's take a full breath in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet back up to the top of the mat. Inhale, extend spine. Exhale, fold. Weights in the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, come up, reach into the sky. Exhale, right into chair pose. So we're going to move right into our Series B. Chair pose here. Breathing in, nice extension out through your arms. Exhale, dive out of your seat, down towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway, fully extended spine. Exhale, bending, folding, bring hands to the mat. Step back, plank. Inhale once in plank, and exhale, bend elbows, come all the way down to the ground. Long legs, point your toes. Be sure to roll the shoulders back. With an inhale, just barely lift chest. Feel like you're dragging yourself forward. Exhale, push back to hands and knees, tuck toes, and then hips in the air, down dog. Adjust the feet and hands. Let's get our lunge in here. Inhale, extend right leg up, reaching back and long. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat or near right hand. Turn left heel to the floor. Make a strong connection to the ground there. Inhale, rise to Warrior One. Let's hold Warrior One for a moment. Reaching high, lunging low. So again, a standing posture, a lunging standing posture, and just being sure you feel pretty strong and stable. So even though we're not sitting or really focusing on our root chakra per se, there is a sense of grounding here, so feel balanced. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Let's bring hands down to the floor. Step back, plank pose. Finishing the push-up, coming all the way down to belly. Cobra pose. Lifting, lengthening. Exhale, pushing back, and then downward facing dog. Make those adjustments in your body. Then an inhale to extend left leg up into the air. And exhale, left foot near the left hand. Right heel plants into the floor. Build that base. Inhale, rise up, warrior one, and we'll exhale, hold posture. Reach high, lunge low. Really feel this firm connection to the ground with your feet, a nice centering, perhaps an even distribution of weight between each foot. A couple more breaths. And then breathe in. Exhale, carefully fold. Bring hands back down to the ground. Let's step back, plank, come all the way down to belly. Cobra. That's your in-breath. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Hold in down dog. Let's take a couple of breaths here. You can keep the knees bent. That way the hips stay mobile and the hips can reach a little higher up towards the sky. Hands pressing into the earth. Grounding with the hands. But since we're in this upside down position, the root chakra is the highest point here. All right, let's go to the ground. You can kneel down to take a seat or hop forward, cross your legs to take a seat, and go ahead and roll down onto your back. We're going to lie down with knees bent, feet flat on the ground, and just hold here for a moment. So just like our seated position where we started our practice, we'll take a moment here lying down, so a greater connection to the earth with more of the body, your whole back body. So just feel this connection. If you're needing more grounding in your life at the moment, this could be a nice reminder of that connection. All right, let's get prepared to move, using breath to help us move. A nice full inhale, fill up your lungs. Exhale, empty your belly to engage the core muscles so you can peel your way away from the floor, lifting hips up into the air. You can adjust your feet, maybe even your arms. If you're able, maybe getting your arms and shoulders a bit underneath you. I like to bend elbows here at 90 degrees, pressing the elbows or triceps down into the floor to help stabilize the pose and lift a little higher. Kind of like downward facing dog, your hips are the highest point. It's very possible that your hips in this pose, in this back bend, your hips could be the highest point. Another awareness of your root chakra, Muladhara. Muladhara. Couple more breaths. Maybe even still imagining that energy moving to that first energy center. Let's go ahead and wiggle the toes forward a little bit. Extend your arms up into the air as we make our way down to the floor. Roll your way down. Let's extend the body here. Extend the legs out front. Reach behind you. Once again, making this connection to the earth. And then bring knees to chest. You can start rocking forward and back gently, generating some good energy with breath. And when you're ready with your exhale, rock your way up to boat pose. Boat pose. Now the feet could be lifted here. You can always do this with feet on the ground, like so, if you need a little bit more balance. But if you have that balance, maybe lifting the feet, holding onto the legs. I like to do that to help extend spine, so sitting up a little taller. We're still breathing in. Fill up the lungs. Exhale, engage belly. When we engage the belly, that's kind of that second and third chakra area. So think about those areas, but even going a little deeper and lower to first chakra when you exhale. So we're using that part of the body as our grounding place, since that's the only part that's really touching the ground. Okay, let's get ready to move. Breathe in. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front, hop or step back, plank pose. Let's just take a shortcut here. Just bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air right away to down dog. Let's do another lunge sequence. So we'll inhale, extend right leg up. Let's open this up. Bend your knee, bring your heel down towards backside, lifting the knee up towards the ceiling. Just a little bit is fine with this. Just a hip opener. Little spinal twist. Inhale. And exhale, unwind and step through. Right foot near right hand. Turn left heel to the floor, plant, balance, connect. Inhale, warrior one. Rising up. Exhale, we'll open it to warrior two. Let's arrive in warrior two. Make those adjustments as you need to and settle into the posture for a few breaths. Good extension out through the arms. Another nice lunge here. Grounded, centered, strong. All right, side angle pose when you're ready, reaching out over the right leg. Let's rotate the arm, right hand up. Right hand down, left hand up. There we go. Left hand reaching maybe over your head if you'd like. And more deep breaths. We'll inhale and exhale to turn so we can bring hands back down to the floor. Let's step back into plank pose. Pause for a second here. Another shortcut to down dog. Bend your knees and hips into the sky. When you're ready, inhale, extend left leg up, reaching back. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel turns to the floor, connected. Inhale, rising up, warrior one. And our exhale to warrior two. Same thing, settle in. Make those adjustments as you need to. I like to take my feet a little wider to lunge a little deeper. Check in with alignment. Make sure your left knee and toes are pointing directly forward. Maybe even check in with your arms. They're parallel to the ground and reaching outward. Deep breaths. Then our side angle pose, reaching out over the left leg, angled upper body, left hand reaching downward. As right arm reaches up into the air. You can reach overhead if you'd like. Feeling that nice stretch and lengthening through the right side body. We'll breathe in, and our exhale, we'll carefully turn. Place the hands on the floor, step back, plank pose. And another shortcut to down dog. So that's another option. So just those shortcuts, or go through the full vinyasa, taking it to Cobra pose, or even upward facing dog if you like. We're going to breathe in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of the mat. Stay on your feet. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, fold. Let's return to chair pose. Weights in the heels, bent knees. Rise up to chair. And then stand up tall. Extended mountain pose. Reach to the ceiling. Exhale, arms down by your side. Excellent, everybody. Alrighty. So we're going to do a balancing pose here. We're going to do tree pose. I'm just going to readjust my mat here. So tree pose. So a little balancing. So feel rooted and connected into the ground, so aware of your feet. I'm going to try to mirror you here. So we're going to shift the weight over to right foot pressing into the floor. Once you've got that grounded sense, we're going to inhale, breathe into lungs, heart center. Exhale, engage belly, but also lower to first chakra. Lifting left foot, flexing the foot for energy in the leg. We're swinging knee out to the side there and placing foot on the inside of the standing leg. Then when you're ready, inhale, reach up into the sky. Exhale, engage your center. Let's hold here for several breaths. So certainly a balancing pose. If you're needing balance in your life, another attribute of our root chakra. But we're also doing this as a hip opener. And there's going to be some variations of this pose in other places. Let's keep the arms extended. Swing left knee forward, lifting knee with a flexed foot, then plant the foot into the ground. Then you just bring your arms back down by your side. Take a moment. You might want to circle the wrists here, maybe circle your shoulders just to loosen that up. And we'll get ready for tree pose on the other side. Go at your own pace. And go ahead and shift your weight into left foot. Make sure you're rooting down into the earth. Really be aware of that connection, that rooted feeling, like roots were sprouting right out underneath the foot. Inhale, grow tall through the spine, filling up the lungs. Exhale, engage belly. So we can float that right foot up now. Swing the knee out to the side. Good. Placing foot on the inside of the standing leg. Then we'll inhale, reach up into the air. Exhale, connect to your center. Excellent. Balance, breath, control, and awareness. Let's keep the arms extended. We'll swing right knee forward, lifting knee with the flexed foot. Plant the foot into the ground, and then bring your arms back down by your side. Once again, you can circle your wrists, your shoulders. Alrighty, let's go ahead and continue. Adding on to our sequence here. Here we go. When you're ready, inhale, reach into the sky. Exhale, just swan dive. Bend your knees, folding forward carefully. Inhale, rise up halfway, crown forward. Exhale, bend your knees, hands to the mat. Let's step back into plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, bend elbows, lower yourself all the way down to the ground so we can move into Cobra. Long legs, pointed toes. Roll your shoulders away from the ground. Inhale, barely lift. Feel like you're dragging yourself forward. Now on this exhale, push back to child's pose. Child's pose. Hold for just a couple breaths here. So we're incorporating child's pose into our sequence here as a root chakra focus. Another awareness and connection to the ground. So your forehead might even be touching the ground. One more breath in and out. Come up to hands and knees, tuck toes, and then lift knees and hips, downward facing dog. Let's inhale, extend right leg up, bend and twist open. And then right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel turns to the floor. Let's inhale, rise. Exhale, open, warrior two. Keep it flowing, side angle, reach out, rotate the arms, right hand down, left hand up and maybe overhead. Inhale, nice extension. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. Let's step back, plank pose. Come all the way down to belly. Cobra. Inhale, lengthen, lightly lift. Child's pose, exhale. Hold for 3 breaths. Make this connection. It's also an opportunity to move inside of self. Then come back up to hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Lift knees and hips, downward facing dog. Other side. Inhale, extend left leg up, bend and twist. Lifting the knee, a little twist in the spine, hip opener. I realize I forgot to do this the first time. We're going to exhale and unwind and step through. Left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel to the floor. We'll rise up, warrior one. And exhale, opening to warrior two. Still flowing, side angle. Go at your own pace if you're a little behind, no worries. Reaching right hand up and overhead, nice extension. Just move with your breath. Inhale. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. Let's step back. Plank pose all the way down to belly. Cobra, inhale. Exhale, child's pose. Hold for 3 breaths. Here we're just going to come up to hands and knees. Let's stay on hands and knees. If you need to pad your hands and knees, feel free to do so. Maybe bring in a blanket underneath you for padding or even fold your mat. Just for a few breaths, let's just take cat and cow. So inhale, lift head and heart, little arching of the back. Exhale, round it all out, chin to chest, belly button pulls up towards spine. Do as many as you'd like here. Take the pace that feels right for you. Nice undulation of the spine. Awareness of the rocking sensation of your pelvis. The broadening of the back in cat pose. The opening of your heart in cow pose. All right, finish the breath that you're on and take 2 more. And come to a neutral tabletop position. If you're using props for padding, let's go ahead and move those out of the way, unfold your mat. And let's meet up together in downward facing dog. Let's inhale, extend right leg up, bend and twist. We're going to take pigeon pose. Pigeon pose. So bend and twist. When we unwind it, you're going to bring right knee down to the ground behind right wrist, angle the right leg. You might even bring that left knee down, but use left knee and toes to kind of shift the weight back. So you're kind of recentering your body, or you are centering your body, but also settling into the hips here. Once you've found the proper spot, we'll inhale just to find some length in the spine. Exhale, crawl forward. So technically, this is pigeon pose prep. So we're going to treat it like a forward fold, like a standing forward fold, seated forward fold. We even did child's pose, so they all are related. But also bring focus to your root chakra. Because we're in this lunge with the left leg extended back behind us, it brings some exposure to that root chakra, and it's close to the earth. We can even breathe into that space. Let's take 3 more breaths. We're going to do a second version of pigeon. Since this is the preparatory pose, let's go into one of the variations of pigeon. So rise back up onto your hands. So your hands are probably in front of you like so. You're going to reposition your hands so they're by your side. I like to come up onto my fingertips, and the elbows might be bent initially. That's fine, because that's going to help you to actually push into the floor with your hands or fingertips to lift upper body. So we're here almost like upward facing dog, but this is one variation of pigeon pose. So push down into the floor to get some length and lift through the spine. It also creates space in the low back, since this is kind of a back bend sensation. One more breath in, and when you exhale, just take a seat, but sit off to the right side so we can actually bring this left leg all the way around to the front. Even reposition your seat here and come to cobbler's pose, or bound angle, so the soles of the feet are touching. Now the feet can be close here. If that feels okay on the knees, go ahead and bring the heels in close. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you can always slide the feet forward, just taking some of that pressure off of the knees. They're both correct in this case. Maybe you want to hold on to your shins, ankles, or feet. Sit up nice and tall initially. Maybe take a couple of breaths. And then you're welcome, after that second breath, to hinge forward slightly. Just a little bit there. Just getting a little bit more sensation in the inner thighs. Now we did this initially in that pigeon pose. It's just a different variation of a hip opener. And we've also returned to a seated position. Of course, we started in seated. So again, our root really connected to the ground. All right, go ahead and hinge your way back up until you're nice and long. Start to lean back with that straight spine. Bring knees together. Going to boat pose. So as you lean back, knees to come together, lift the feet. There's your boat. Maybe you hold onto the legs to make sure you have a nicely extended spine. You're welcome to extend the legs, just an option. You don't have to do this. Extending the legs, maybe pointing your toes. These are just options. You can even release and reach out with the arms, but this is fine here. Bent knees holding on. Let's flow, breathing in. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front. Hop or step back plank. Shortcut down dog. Okay, let's do our pigeon sequence here. Let's inhale, extend left leg up into the air, bend and twist. When we exhale, let's unwind, bring left knee to the floor behind left wrist, angled left leg at a comfortable angle for your knee and ankle. Crawl right leg back using knee and toes until we're kind of settling into the pose, finding our center, and our root is closer to the ground. Inhale for some lengthened spine. Exhale, crawl forward. I'm bringing in a block out in front of me here, just so my forehead can rest on the block. It just feels a bit more comfortable for my low back and spine, and it keeps your back straight. It keeps my back straight. You can certainly do what you need to do or want to do in this pose. And just some deep breathing here. connecting, being aware of sensations in your body. That's another way of just grounding too. If you just come to stillness and just pay attention to what's going on inside. It's a way to allow the things that are going on outside of you to stay on the outside, so you can pay attention to what's going on inside. And even these bowing positions where the head comes down to the earth helps you to move internally. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then slowly start to rise. Let's take our second version of pigeon. You can bring the hands to your side on palms or fingertips, and then push into the floor to help straighten the arms, straighten the spine so you're tall as can be. If you're at an angle, that's fine. That's okay. You don't have to go all the way up. Just be mindful of your low back. The more that you press down and lift up, the more space we potentially create in the low back. Let's breathe in. And with the exhale, just sit off to the left side. So we can bring right leg around to the front. Let's come to our cobbler's pose. Same thing. If it feels okay on the knees, bring the heels in close. If you need a little bit more space, send them forward. Hold on to shins or ankles. Let's sit up nice and tall for a couple breaths. And then you're welcome to hinge forward or stay seated tall, whatever you'd like to do here. Seated just helps you to connect to that straight spine or even that energy center of the chakra system with the root connected to the earth. Hinging forward can do the same thing, but just bringing sensation and awareness to the inner thighs as a bonus. Very nice. When you're ready, we'll come back up nice and tall, lengthen spine, and just continue leaning back. We're going back to our boat pose. Lean back, bring knees together, lifting feet. Here we are. Same. You can hold just like this, or if you're feeling a little adventurous, maybe extending the legs, pointing toes. You can still hold on. Maybe that's your completion here for boat pose. Holding on, or maybe even just attempting to release. And then holding on again. Great balance, great strength, and these are also attributes of our root. Getting ready to move. Let's breathe in. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front. Hop or step back, plank. Let's come all the way down to belly. Here's a variation, if you'd like to do in Cobra. As you lengthen through the spine, feel like you're crawling forward. You might even lift the feet off the floor. Point your toes, reaching back. A little extra bonus if you want. If you feel stable and your back feels okay, you can even lift your hands off the ground. And then reconnect to the ground with hands and feet. Push back, hands and knees. Let's just do another cat and cow flow right here. So a nice inhale, arch the back. Back bend sensation. Exhale, round it all out. And just flow through those 2 postures. Especially after doing Cobra pose, perhaps with that variation. And those back bend sensations in Pigeon pose. Finish the breath that you're on. Take 2 more. After the second breath, just return to a neutral position, this tabletop posture. Let's go back to down dog. Feel that nice re-extension of spine. Breathe in, fill up your lungs. Exhale, engage belly, even feel the energy rise up to pelvis, first chakra. Jump, step, or walk, both feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale, extend spine. Exhale, fold. Weights in the heels, bend your knees. Let's come to chair pose. And then stand up tall, extended mountain, reaching into the sky. Exhale, arms down by your side. Wonderful. Let's just pause here in standing for a moment. All right, we've got a couple more elements we're going to add. Let's start this next sequence in mountain pose and move into tree, and just follow me from here. So first, shifting weight into your right foot, press firmly into the ground, root. Inhale, fill up your lungs, lengthen spine. Exhale, engage belly. And then lift left foot, swing the knee out to the side, placing foot on the inside of the standing leg. Once you've found your balance, inhale, extend your arms up into the air. Exhale, engage belly and hold for a few seconds. We're going to move right into a high lunge from here. Let's keep the arms extended. Swing left knee forward, lifting your left knee with a flexed foot. Bend your right knee, the leg you're standing on, bend that knee. Upper body hinges forward as you start to extend your left leg back, and then come down, touch toes to the ground behind you. And here's our high lunge. Let's hold here for a moment. Reach high, lunge low, hug to center with the legs, belly, and even your arms. Breathe in. Exhale, open, warrior two. Keep it flowing, side angle, right hand down, left hand up and maybe overhead, reach. Then turn, hands to the floor, step back, plank, come down all the way to belly. Cobra, maybe choose those variations. Child's pose, just a quick one, just all the way back, feel that stretch in the arms. Come back up, hands and knees, tuck toes, lift knees and hips, down dog. Pigeon, extend right leg up, bend and twist open. Right knee to right wrist, angled leg. Left knee and toes, kind of crawl back. And then crawl forward. You can bring head down to the ground or bring in a prop like a block or a pillow or blanket. Just a couple breaths here. We're not going to do the second version of pigeon in this segment, okay? So we're just going to rise back up, keep the hands in front, but then sit off to right side. Swing left leg around to the front. Come to Cobbler's pose, so just reposition your body on your seat, on your mat if you need to. Come to your Cobbler's pose, but let's just stay nice and tall right here. Just a couple breaths. There's another hip opener. And we're going to introduce a new pose, Janu Shirshasana, or head to knee pose. So what we'll do, we'll extend right leg forward, right leg forward. So left foot will just come to the inside of right thigh or just somewhere along the leg, again being mindful of the left knee. Just place the hands at a comfortable spot because we're going to inhale. I like to push into the floor. It just helps to extend the spine. That's a nice inhale. And exhale, start to hinge forward. So this is where we'll take our forward fold. Getting a little bit into the hamstring here. Nicely extended spine. You can even feel like you're leading with your heart out towards or past your toes. So again, we're in a seated position. When we do seated positions, we can bring that focus again to our first chakra. And we also have a nice hip opener here too. And we're going to do a second variation of this. There's actually 3 versions of head to knee pose, Janu Shirshasana. This is A. We're going to try B. Let's go ahead and rise up. Now, I'm going to go into B, but you don't have to do B. You can always do A again and just take a forward fold. Okay, you can follow me or just watch as I get ready for the second version. So first, I'm just going to lean back with my hands, lift my hips off the floor, and I'm literally just going to slide my hips forward, and I'm going to sit. I'm actually sitting right on top of my left heel. Now, this can put more energy and sensation in the left knee. That's why it's okay to do version A again. So I'm sitting on my heel. Okay, so I'm really getting that trigger point of the first chakra. So this is the featured pose I was talking about earlier. So sitting, heel pressing right up, it's kind of in the perineum, just that spaciousness underneath you. Then you can take a fold here. Again, you're welcome to just do version A again, Janu Shirshasana A or Janu Shirshasana B, which is where I'm in right now. 2 more breaths. We're going to rise back up. I'm just using my hands to help stay lifted and light in the upper body so I can slide off of that heel. return to just seated on the ground. Then I'm going to go to boat pose. So I'm going to bring the left knee up, bend the right knee, lean back, lift feet. Here we are, returning to boat. Alrighty, let's breathe in. Exhale, cross, legs, hands in front, hop or step back. We'll just take a shortcut to down dog. Nice lengthened spine right there. And then jump, step, or walk, both feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale, extend spine. Exhale, fold. Weights in the heels, bend your knees. Come up to chair. Stand up tall, extended mountain. Reach high, get a good stretch there. Exhale, arms down by your side. All right, that's most of the sequence. Let's do the other side. So we start with tree pose. So you can see how tree pose and that Sukhasana posture are kind of similar because of the bent knee. Start shifting weight into left foot. Nice and tall, fill up your lungs. Engage your belly on the exhale. Float right foot up, swing right knee out to the side. Right foot to the inner left leg. Find balance. Inhale, reaching arms up into the sky. Exhale, hold. Okay, we're moving from tree into our high lunge. Let's keep the arms reaching high. Let's swing right knee forward, lifting knee with the flexed foot. Bend the left knee. Start to hinge forward with the upper body as you start to extend the right leg back. This just helps you with balance. So you can almost just stay balanced on this left foot and then set those toes down behind you. High lunge, that right heel's lifted. Reach high, lunge low, hug to center, legs, belly, and arms. Breathe in. Exhale, open warrior two. Right away, side angle. Reach out, rotate arms. Left hand down, right hand up and overhead for the side body stretch. Breathe in right here. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. Step back, plank, come all the way down to belly. I like this traveling all the way down to the ground sensation. Cobra, choose your variation. Child's pose, just briefly. Just maybe touch ground with the forehead. Back up to hands and knees, down dog. Inhale, left leg up, bend and twist. Left knee behind left wrist for pigeon, angled leg. Right leg comes down. Slide it back, find your center. Extended spine and fold. Let's reconnect to the ground here. Couple of breaths. All right, so this version, we're going down for the prep, pigeon pose prep, but we're not doing the second version. We are doing the sequence again. In the second series, when we do it again, we'll be doing the regular pigeon pose. Two more breaths. Make your connections here. When you're ready, come up a little bit. Sit off to left side. Let's swing right leg around to the front. Come to your cobbler's pose, being aware of your knees. Sit up straight and tall. Then extend left leg forward, Sukhasana A. So right foot's on the inner left leg. Hands on the floor, just help you extend spine. Nice breath in, exhale, hinge forward. Now if this right knee, you can't see mine, but if the knee doesn't touch all the way down to the ground, you can use a pillow or block and tuck it underneath the knee so it can rest on something and has a little bit of support. All right, two more breaths. Version A, then we'll take this to version B or repeat version A. Okay, I'm rising up, hands kind of behind me so I can lift the hips. I'm literally just sliding forward so I can actually sit. Let's get this, there we go. Sitting right there, heel right at the perineum, root chakra. Using hands to help press, lift up, lengthen spine, exhale, fold. Aware of that pressure right in the center of your body. Breathing into that energy center. Think of it as a recharge. 3 more breaths. When you're ready, rise back up, and you can press into the ground to have that lightness in the upper body so you can slide off of the heel. Come back to version A for a second, and then our boat pose. Bring the right knee up, bend left knee, leaning back, lift the feet, extend the spine. You might even extend your legs, point your toes. Breathe in. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front. Hop or step back, plank. Shortcut, down dog. Lengthen spine, hips high. It's a nice comparison or contrast, really, sitting and then sending those hips right up into the sky, highest point. Breathe in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale, extend spine. Exhale, fold. Weights in the heels, bent knees. Chair pose, rise up, chair. And then from chair, stand up tall, extended mountain, reach high, hold for an extra second, and exhale, arms down by your side. Very nice. Good. Take a quick breather. If you need a sip of water, go ahead and do that. I'm just going to adjust my mat, and we'll take our bodies now through the full sequence. Pretty much the same, except the pigeon poses will be slightly different. And then whenever you're ready, just make your way back to mountain pose. We'll hold in stillness. Find your grounding, connection. Find your breath. We start the series with tree pose. Here we go. Start shifting your weight into right foot. Lengthen spine, feel tall. Engage belly, lift left foot, swing knee out to the side. Foot on the inside of the leg. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, connect. Hold for a second. Arrive in the pose. Feel the balance. Lunge. Arms stay high. Left knee swings forward, lifting knee, flexed foot. Bend the right knee, hinge forward. Extend left leg back, set down onto the toes. High lunge. Just inhale. Exhale all right away, warrior two. Side angle, reach out. Rotate the arms. Right hand down, left hand up, and overhead reach. Inhale. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor, making our progression down to the ground. Step back, coming all the way down to belly. Cobra. Inhale. Exhale, child's pose. Just for the lengthening through the arms, touch the ground with forehead. Come back up to hands and knees, tuck toes, hips to sky, down dog. Inhale, right leg up, bend and twist. We're going to pigeon. Right knee to right wrist, angled leg. Left knee and toes crawl back. We're doing second version of pigeon. You can always go down if you want. Hands by your side. Push into the ground, lifting chest. Inhale there. As we exhale, we soften. Sit off to right side. Bring left leg around to the front. Reposition your seat. Cobbler's pose, bound angle, sit up tall. Then extend right leg forward. Janu Sukhasana A, fold forward. Couple breaths here just to get into that stretch. Then rise back up. You can do that same forward fold again, or lift hips, slide forward, sit on the heel. Inhale, exhale, fold again. Sitting, energizing, triggering root chakra. 2 more breaths. Using hands to help lift lightness in the upper body off the heel. Okay, take the seat, boat pose. Here we are. Lift feet, maybe extend legs if you're adventurous. Reaching out with the arms, breathe in. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front. Hop back, plank, shortcut, down dog, bend knees, hips to sky. Float both feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale, extend spine. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, weights in the heels, bent knees. Chair. Then stand up tall, extended mountain, reach high. Exhale, arms down by your side. Just take a quick moment to regroup, reground. And then other side, tree, lift, or shifting weight to left foot. Breathing into lungs, core engagement, lifting right foot, swing it out to the side, plug it in. Sweep arms into the air when you're ready. Reach, connect. Keep arms extended, swing right knee forward, lifting knee, flexed foot. Hinge forward, extend right leg back, land on your toes behind you, high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, opening warrior two, side angle. Rotate arms, right hand up and over. Reach, inhale. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor, traveling down to the earth, stepping back. Come all the way down to belly. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Hands and knees, tuck toes, lift knees and hips, down dog. Pigeon, inhale, extend left leg up, bend and twist. Left knee, left wrist, angled leg. Pigeon, right leg extends back. You can do the prep version to fold forward or hands by your side to press and lift high. Inhale, this is King Pigeon. Exhale, take a seat to left side, swing leg, right leg around to the front, resit. Cobbler's pose, sitting up tall, bound angle. Then extend right leg forward. Janu Shirshasana. Oops, should be left leg forward. Left leg forward if you need to switch. Rising back up, maybe leaning back. So you can lift the hips, slide forward if you're going to version B, sitting right on the heel. Find the center of your body. Inhale, rise tall. Exhale, fold. Putting a little extra pressure in that centered point. Two more breaths. We'll rise back up, push into the ground so you have that lightness up top so you can slide off of the heel. Boat. Let's hold boat for a little longer. You can keep this nice variation, whatever feels right for you, or take your personal challenge. Extending the legs, maybe reaching out with the arms. Then bring feet to the floor. Come back to Sukhasana. Okay? Just sitting cross-legged here. Just like we started. Long spine. Shoulders relaxed. Arms down by your side. Hands can rest on your lap or on your knees. Check in with your breath. You might be slightly out of breath. We'll just take a few moments here to regain that control of breath. Use Ujjayi breath. Really fill up your lungs. Breathe in deeply and slowly. Exhale completely. Draw navel to spine, keeping that energy and awareness in the lowest and first chakra. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Then take your time, move very slowly. Just first, maybe just feel your body relax as you're sitting. Make sure you're sitting in the center of your mat. And then just guide your way down onto your back. Let's hug knees into body and add some movement here if that feels good. I like to create circles here just for some release in the low back and hips. You can rock side to side or even forward and back. Let's take a couple of versions of reclining cobbler's pose since we did the seated version. So reclining, which is again bringing the soles of the feet together. Knees are pointing out to the opposite sides of the room. But you want to keep the feet in the air. Hold on to your feet with your hands and gently send the heels down towards pelvis as you feel like your knees or legs are moving forward towards the front edge of your mat. This might even lengthen the spine a little bit to make more connection to the ground with the low back. That's still a part of that first chakra. So maybe really feel that energy. Two more breaths in this first version. Second version, just releasing the feet keep the soles of the feet touching, but just bring the feet down to the ground. Now for me, when I do it this way, I get a natural arch in my back, so my low back lifts away from the floor. So just be aware of what happens with your body as you come into this position. What's still connected to the ground? And can you continue that sense of grounding, stabilization, balance? We'll take 3 more breaths here. When you're ready, bring knees together. Hug the knees in towards body. A little hug. Let's take a twist. We'll take knees over to the left side. Extend right arm off to the right side. Slow, gentle, deep breaths. And perhaps 2 more breaths on this side. And then bringing knees back up to center. Pause there for a few seconds. And then take knees down to the other side. Knees to the right, left arm to the left. We're taking about 5 slow, deep breaths. Perhaps 2 more. And whenever you feel complete, no rush, you can come back up to center. 1 more hug of the knees in towards body. Then extend the legs out front onto the floor, arms down by your side. We'll take a nice full breath in, fill up your whole body. Then exhale completely and melt into the ground. Our fullest connection to the earth. Hold in stillness. You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. Even as I end our practice, you can end right here. You can stay just as you are. If you're comfortable and relaxed and you just need more time in Shavasana, please stay here. No problem at all. And whenever you are ready to move, start that movement with breath. Maybe 5 slow, deep breaths. Using these slow, deep breaths to bring energy and movement back into your body. And once you've regained movement, carefully roll onto one side of your body. Again, of course, you're welcome to stay in Shavasana a little longer. Otherwise, roll onto your side for a nurturing pose. And then continue to move in slow motion and rise up to seated. Again, returning to the place where we began our practice. Rooted, connected in Sukhasana, our seated position. With a lengthened spine, relaxed shoulders, arms down by your side, hands relaxed in your lap. Take another breath in and out. Let's take 1 more movement together. Inhale, reach into the air. And as you exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Once your hands are at heart center, take 1 more breath. Breathe into your heart space. Exhale that energy right down to first chakra. And as we come to the close of our practice together, we bow, saying, Namaste.